Right, well, welcome all to a long-awaited video from Jeffrey's Joysticks. I'm not going to bore you too much about what's been happening. Just a quick summary. So, came back for EGX. You'll have saw on my channels, multiple videos, photos, grand old time, superb. Came back to work, and it's just been flat out since my return up until Christmas Eve, basically. So the joysticks were kind of put on hold because I normally somebody texts me. I never get peace and quiet to do these things. So I normally I would do the joysticks on Sunday morning, but I was finding that work was just tiring me to the extent where I was just getting round to doing the boring stuff, shopping, laundry, quick visit to farm, and then back on it again for 6 days and 5 evenings. So it's not been fun. I definitely sound and look under the weather, but yeah. And amongst all that nonsense, I've been embarking in emulation. Now, before the purists all jump down my throat, I do have the physical consoles, I do have the physical copies of the games. It's just, I can't be bothered walking into my living room and I've got, HDMI upscalers hanging out the back of my TV and into these consoles, and there's wires, everything's all wired. Just consoles strewn all over the top. I'm just like, nah. So, done away with all that. And it's more or less, I've been embarking in emulation, compiling the games and the physical consoles that I own into Launchbox. So I find that that's a wonderful piece of software where you can more or less mitigate popular emulator software and have it just working wonderfully throughout this one piece of software, Launchbox. I've upgraded it to premium edition, naturally. So I've got the big box kind of nice outlook on it. Lovely piece of software. So that's what I've been doing, and now it's a case of embarking on this little task today where I've got this case which I'm hoping to slightly modify to improve cooling. I don't know if it's a full flaw. I haven't really had time to investigate people on when they're running these PC systems using this particular case that maybe things are running hot like an oven. So I'm going to give this a try anyway. Hopefully, if it does work, it inspires you if you own this case, or if you decide that you're going to buy this case and do the exact same thing as I am. And hopefully it works for you also. But I just find that this particular case, it's a wonderful size, and it'd be great for what I'm anticipating what to do with it. But it's just this one flaw in particular. So I'm just going to flip the camera around, let you see the case, and let you see what I'm actually spraffing on about. So I'm going to push this chair back as far back as I possibly can so that I can get in about here, and then we're going to flip mode. This is a case, so I'll just rotate it slightly a better angle for yourselves. So this is put my teeth back in. It's the Thermaltake 100 Tower, and just to give you an oversight as to the height of this thing, because a lot of people on the YouTube are like, oh, what's the size of these things, it's hard to get them to scale. So according to this, it's maybe 460mm in height. Could be wrong. You could delve in and get the actual manual PDF if you really wanted to. Looks like it's 265mm wide, and depth we're talking 270 deep. So there you go, there's some stats for your ass. But yeah, the particular area that I'm on about, and I'm just going to rotate that across, is that your GPU is going to be housed in this area here. So you're going to have your 3 fans if it's air cooled, which it would be. I highly doubt anybody could water cool in one of these towers, but you know, prove me wrong and I'd be highly impressed. So yeah, you're going to have your GPU with the 3 fans, possibly 2 if you want to run a GPU with only 2 and half the size of this case. But for me, you know, it's very much go big or go home. So yeah, you're going to have the fans and they're going to like be blowing air, and they're only going to have like this air partially, you know, coming out of these fins here. So I'm hoping to try and do it that I do away with this panel completely and I just have it just as a mesh piece. It might not work, but I'm willing to take a chance, give it a bash and see how it goes. So without further ado, let's get tuck into this. Let's embark on this adventure and see how it goes. So I'm just going to start off, pop this top panel off here. So as I'm talking away here, I'm going to budge a few things out the road, and I'm also going to ask if you had a good Christmas and New Year, or if you don't celebrate things as such, then yeah, hope you had a nice break anyway. Happy holidays, or however you plan on spending these wonderful times of year. Yeah, so I've more or less, like, usually I would take the week during Christmas off, but I couldn't get it. So unfortunately, yours truly had to work it. But I managed to get this week off, and the unfortunate side with that was that yeah, I've spent the majority of it either working or being choked with this horrible cold that just keeps coming back and forth. So done with it, by the way. But yeah, I think I'm going to need a smaller screwdriver for that little one. And I most definitely don't want to be losing any of these screws, because that'll be most important. So yeah, got this case off the eBay, good price. These cases can command an upwards of £100 plus. I think I paid about, what, 65 for this, and it's just, the seller said that it's like surplus stock, so I thought, do you know what, this would work wonderful. If it does, you know, for a little mini tower PC to run these emulators. Now, with the emulators in mind, that just broadens out a whole new question as to what I'm prepared to run. You know, is it 16-bit? Oh shit, that's too wee. Is it 16-bit gaming systems, or are we talking, you know, are we moving into further gen? So basically anything goes, but I need to make sure that whatever direction I go is that the system is going to run cool. So yep, thankfully that just slips out. Now, hopefully, oh nice, alright, okay. So, right, okay. So that's why, yeah, it's got little, I don't know if you can see with that crappy camera of mine, but it's got little kind of fins on it, and it'll just interlock somewhere. Oh, there we are. Yeah. Nice. So what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to gently rest that there. And gently, I do mean gently. And I'm probably going to have to set these aside for now. Ideally I should really like have a workbench and things like that for tasks as such, but I'm just going to make do with the space and facilities that I have. Place you there. Now hopefully that'll stay. That's secured on. So hopefully we can just cope you. Like so. Hopefully. Just need to be so careful with that window, side window there. Ideally I should take that off, but I'll find out hard way, won't I? I'm going to go to pick it up and it's all cracked or something. Right, that's one of the hardest parts over and done with. So, what I then need to do is take out the mesh, measure it up and snip it. So, hopefully I can just unattach. Try to be gentle with this because the seller, this particular mesh that I bought online, he or she's really packaged it nice. You know, I was anticipating that this would come in a roll, you know, that kind of nonsense, and I can't be bothered with that. See, I'm to like try and like stretch or iron out stuff. Like even posters, man, posters do my nothing. It's like, oh, just need to be so careful. Either that, or do you know what? Let's just get overkill with this thing. Bosh. It snips out. Snips aren't even going to cut the mustard, so I'm just going to have to tear away gently. So yeah, apologies for that lengthy wait before any footage. Like I said, it was just like, since I returned from EGX, you know, somewhat refreshed, I was kind of like hoping I could get something done with the joysticks. Oh, that's really nice mesh, that. Good length. Ow. And it's sharp, so yeah. Just to remind anybody, if you do decide to embark on this, wear gloves, because yeah, it's pretty sharp stuff. But you know, we ain't playing about here. None of that plastic nonsense. I'm talking like the real deal. Probably the same stuff that you're gonna do if you were yeah, if you were to like do mesh in your car or something like that. Damn. What? But sharpedges.com. So yeah, here we are. There's a piece of mesh. Quite fine. It's good. It's not too gappy. No. I think that'll do rightly. And I'll have it probably at that orientation there. So now, what's this? Oh, cute. Little card in that. PLUK expanded metal. Thank you for your order. We'd love to know what you think about us. We would really appreciate it. We would really appreciate if you could spend a moment to leave us a review. Well, only time will tell, people, huh? Right, so, thinking ahead here. Might actually use that door, that side panel, as a template. Sounds like a plan. However, I now need to try and return this back. Don't you dare. Right, now I'm just gonna rest you down here under the desk for the meantime. And then get this side panel back up. And that way we can get this mesh underneath. Right, think this through, because I want it at that orientation. So I've got a fair amount of cutting to do here. Maybe about there. So I'm back. Now I was going to freehand it, but it's just too risky. So, and I've no Tipex pen to outline where I wanted to cut. So instead of me trying to hold this panel in place, I basically used like this tape here to kind of roughly outline where I want to be, and then I'll just more or less just free cut, taking into consideration the thickness of the handle and the blade itself. So we'll wait and see what happens. If it works, it works, and if it doesn't, then you know, it's been a worthwhile adventure. So I'm just going to move my wee crafty bag out the road. I think I'll sit down for this task, get myself comfortable. I need to move that out the road as well. Right, let's do this. Right. Now. So I started cutting there. I'm curious as to where did I actually start cutting on this piece here? Just out of curiosity, because I can see through the window. If I was to place that here, so more or less, so with it sitting down, if I was to cut along the edge there, I'd actually be too wide. If it's resting right up against it, but then it's best to have a bit of play and try and work with that rather than cutting it too fine and it's all for nothing. So yeah, let's do it, let's give it a try. Hopefully I can try and trim it back, but we'll see. No, here goes nothing, huh? See if I'd cut it along there. Let's go. I'm trying to get it in the grooves here. The next available groove is there, which is where I want to be. Oh my god, here goes nothing. I think it's a case that I can't get deep, so I actually have to keep pruning back pieces as I go so I can get back in again. There we are, now we can progress on, hopefully. Deflex it slightly in order to get in. Could very well be it. I can see this being the trend where I've just got to keep pruning back. Ideally, I should really have eye protection on, but naturally my goggles are in the shed with the spray painting gear. So we continue. I think I've gone up a bit. This lighting's not great doing this at night, but I had visitors round as usual. Nah, I'm just going to keep bending that so I need to come back out and prune it back a bit. Too far. No, I'm going to head down that direction. I want to be heading up. Yep. Get to that end there. Now, just gonna set that back there now and just make sure that move that back. How we looking? That's not bad. It's not too tight neither. I can work with that, even if I need to fold it in. And even then, if I was to cut along that perforation that I'd began, wouldn't be bad. Still got a bit of room at the edge here. So worst case, even if I was to like cut in slightly, then I've got maybe just a wee quarter of a blade to play with. Yep. Let's try that. Let's continue on where I'd began. And hope that it's going to behave itself. But we continue. Right. Back into position again. Flip mode. Aye. Right, here goes nothing. Now the only shit thing is, I've got a heck of a lot of cut. But there's nothing I can do. I need to cut along here in order for me to try and get the breadth of the cutter in, basically. And even then it likes to jam up these things. Either that or I just need to like roll it up. No, I'm not going to get in here. Shite. So I'm trying. People phoning me when I'm doing stuff like this, man. It's like, beat it, I'm busy. Boom. Nah, I'm going in the wrong direction here, man. People phoning me are putting me off as well. Can I get peace, man? Right. So where I need to go in. Heat first. Right, we're getting that. One more notch, that's it. Right. It's not great, but I'll do. Right, and then you can get folded in like such. These. Not these. Nah, that's come away. I need that straightened back out again. Right. It's going to be some challenge, this. Bit rough around the edges, but hopefully I can, I don't know, try and fold it or something. As long as I get a rough cut, that's the main thing. I wonder if I can try and get in the centre here. I'm going out the way because of the thickness of the blade here. Crap. Quickly cut the excess off this side. That frees me up. Oh man. These are really sharp cutters as well. That's the thing. There we are. Thank God for that. If this doesn't blunt these, I'll never know what it does, man. Right, so I started here, I need to try and come back on track here. Cut the excess off again, come in at a notch. So much easier cutting the opposite way, but I don't want to go against. All this for just a wee bit of airflow, Oh, better be worth it, man. Either I'm just getting the Tower 200 and be done with it. Come on. I cut too deep on that. No, maybe. Don't know. Right. Nah. Let's continue on this side. Yeah, definitely wear gloves, folks. Super sharp shit, man. Oh, gloves in the shed, but I ain't running out the shed now, man. Be a man. Come on. I'm getting impatient now. I need to stop. I need to get on with the trimming back. Because I know I'm close, so it's just like I'm just. Actually, I thought I'd cut myself there. Whoa, we're halfway there. Oh, we're almost there. Bosh. No, not quite. No. Fine. Get you the other angle then, get up you. Right, let's pull this back because I need to know where the little nook is. Yeah. Even if I cut along that notch, that'd make it so much easier. Tight, but easier. There we are, right. Let's have a laugh at this, see what kind of shape it will resemble. The only downfall with using this masking tape is that it's obviously left all that for me to try and tear back gently, which I can do with like a pair of tweezers, which I do have in my craft bag. I don't fancy trying to do this bare fingered. Oh, there's one bit. So yeah, if you are going to try your hand at this, I recommend eye protection, gloves, Tipex pen. So basically, removed the masking tape off the edges here. Was hoping to use my tweezers, but naturally they're inside my shed, so I'm just gonna have a check and see how we are with this, how it looks, and if I've got any play. So I've got a wee bit either side, but I wonder if I'm able to just bend that back using a set of pliers. Let's try it, see how it looks on the side of the case. Right, okay. Just check. I forgot this side window off for it. Do you know what? Let's take that out anyway. Take that out of the equation. That way, no chance of anything breaking here. Okay, so back on with this. Now, where's that piece of mesh I've just cut out? So yeah. It's kinda just needing a wee prune back along the edge here. Not really well, saying that though, yep, because this is flush. So for me, rest that, because that's a good edge, that. So if I rest that in there, slot it in as such, like it should be, and yeah, I really need to try and prune that back somehow. That's going to be interesting. And then the top section as well, because that's going to need to rest flush. If I was to set that like so, I reckon I could probably get away with that. Nah, I won't. Well, I might need to. Nah, I'm going to have to snip that back as well. Shit. Right. For it, so I basically had to use my snips and use, basically, as the phrase suggests, I just had to basically nibble all the way along there, just using the edge and just snipping away. So it's been quite a process. Did the best I could, sort of thing, to try and keep it somewhat level. So it's not bad at first hand. I've maybe nibbled a bit too deep on this side here, but do you know what? it's considering that you're going to be looking at the case head on. This is really, it's not purely for aesthetics, it's just kind of an experiment to see if I can improve cooling once I finally get this build done, and the GPU is going to be housed here and the fans are going to be blowing, so we'll wait and see. So that's more or less me got it cut up to a standard, and then more or less I just need to maybe take a wee nibble off this edge or that edge there, to sit along here, because I think it will have to, probably will have to sit flush. So I'm just going to first hand get my lazy ass off this chair. And the only downfall as well is that I was hoping to get this done during the day so I'd have daylight. Not that I'm creating excuses, but it's just, yeah, doing tasks as such when you're working with black objects and artificial light is not the greatest, but that is what it is. I've just got to make do. So it's a snug fit, which is good considering all the nibbling and trimming I've done to it. Probably is still room for improvement, but I'm just going to get it in place just now. Set it like so, and then I'm going to bring this back up here. Whether or not that's going to sit, and it does. I'm just curious if I was to put the top cover on, or whether or not, I don't know if you can see that. Do you know what? I'm going to raise the camera rather than foot her about. So along this edge here, I'll just use a screwdriver rather than me running my finger across it. So I've got this far, I'd like to have my hands remained here. So by the looks of it, it could be that I need to take a wee nibble up the top here, but I'm just going to test to see what happens if I was to put this cover over the top, whether or not this lip protruding would alter this in any way. So let's have a cheeky check. If not, then, you know, if there's no unnecessary nibbling required, then it's all gravy. So let's see. The thing is, I've got this far, I really don't want it that I put this on and it bends this right back. No, I think it is protruding in a way. I'm not sure what it is that's in the way here. Use my trusty phone and it's torch. Try to see if any of this mesh is getting in the road here. I think it could be that corner there. I could be wrong though. Because if that's the case, that's a snug fit, man. That might just do rightly. Do you know what? I don't know. Take a stand for here. I mean, the gap's not bad. Granted, I've actually got something in mind. And aye, it's a bit sharp around the edges, but do you know what? If I was to bend those back with the pliers, I'm wondering, like, are those, I can't remember if those were actually clipped back in to these slots here or not. Let's have a look. So that's that. Right, that's me back after Doing a wee bit more nibbling at the top here, so hopefully it'll fit a wee bit better on the top. So originally my plan was I was going to go and apply magnets. Obviously when you buy things online it's very difficult to get things on scale. Oh shit, I've sliced my finger open. Worthy sacrifices. Yeah, so kinda, I'm not entirely sure if it'll work, but I'm gonna give it a try anyway. So I just got these wee magnets, the wee baggie, and I'm just gonna attach them into the little alcoves. Whether it works or not, because I really have cut myself, but I'm surprised it lasted this long, to be honest. But yeah, just because the mesh is a snug fit, I might not even need these, but I'm going to put them on anyway. Now I know there's going to be somebody piping up in the comments because they'll be like, oh, it's all very well putting the mesh in, but what about, you know, the dust prevention? So I've actually got like a roll of that stuff coming over from China, so just when it eventually arrives I'll just throw that layer on. Damn, these are little dinky magnets. I can't even separate them. Like I said, I might not even need these, man, but just to have them. If I if I can get them separated. These are strong magnets, huh? Damn. Right, oh wow, not off. Bit of difficulty separating them. Right, let's pop that there now. Let's just try and apply some. Whether they work or not, put them on anyway. Cute. Even if I do like 3 on either side. Keep that down the bottom. Just give my wee pinky finger a wee soot for time to time. Thankfully there has been no blood, sweat and tears involved in this project. Just blood so far. Tears of joy? Possibly. We'll see. But yeah, it's just, I was just thinking, you know, there's something not right with it. This whole like having like a half panel. Damn, I really am bleeding here. Must be that last nibble cut. Right, let's see how this fares out once I actually get these panels in here. So hang on a minute, pop that way. And obviously during the cutting process there's going to be like exposed edges that are silver, so I'll just give that a wee touch up with, don't know, a wee Sharpie or something. No wait, it's not so sticky outy. Sticky outy even. Do you know what, actually? I might even dig out my Sharpie. BRB. Right, so I'm back and yeah, that's more or less everything all Sharpied up. So it's not great, but it just takes that silver edge off it, doesn't it? Let's see how this will fare out now that I've applied these wee magnets, whether they'll make a difference or not, but we'll wait and see. Get that pinky finger a wee soak again. I'm just taking a wee look, where's the flat edge here? Keep that at the bottom. flush edge at the back here. Put in first. And then get that fired in as such. Maybe could do a wee magnet at the top here. Couple at the top, that'll do it. I mean, the thing is, the cover's going to be over the top. So, worst case. It's maybe not a bad thing that it's quite snug. Pop that in there. There we are. Now let's see if the top panel will fit now that I've done a bit of nibbling. It has, but it's pushed it out slightly. I'm curious as to why. It really wants to. I wonder if I need to fold those flaps in. Getting the flappy bits that I've been nibbling away. I think so. I think I need to bend that back a bit. Either that or try and maybe it's that last bit. I reckon that's the offender. See if I was to get my bullnose pliers in there. Bend those back slightly or something. I'm not sure it's this. These are the offenders here. But then when you look at it, that's fine. All the way down there, that's flush. That's decent. Pinky sook again. But it looks like it's not liking this back bit for some reason. Why is that? So the front's fine. But when you get to the back, I'm just curious. Hang on a minute. Right, let's try and install this. Put it back together again whilst this is still on, because I'm going to try and keep it so it's in like so. Anyway, as for aesthetics, I'll just be glad if this is functioning, because any excuse to have your tower running cooler, then I'm all for it. I'm pretty sure you will be too, and hey, if you can do one even better, then absolutely tag me in, man. I'd be curious as to what you've done to make it better, because that's the thing, man. It's all a learning experience. When I put that screw in, the pressure is obviously drawing that in, which is in turn pushing that out. It must be these things that need nibbled further, man. Has to be nibbled more. But the question is, how much nibbling can you give it? I mean, it's... I've got to nibble back, man. Right, I'll be back. Right, welcome back. Well, after further nibbling and sharpening, finally got another edge, so I'm gonna slide this back in again. I'll try this way. Check, and that's so in. Hopefully, this time round, we're cooking with gas. Wait and see. Right, now remember, before I put that panel back on, I need to go and get stuff falling about. Here we are. Right, this needs to go in first. Where did that go back in again? Look at that. Bouch. Right, hopefully, when I put this back in, seems a lot flusher than the last time, but we'll see. Just popped it back out as soon as I put that thing back on, but it's not a great worry. It's when I start to put the screws in. It's popping out again. Why? I've nibbled it too much now. That's fine. That's flush. That's somewhat flush. Let's pop them out. Right. Pop. Let's put another one in here. Actually try to determine as to whether or not these magnets, if they're just protruding everything out. See, I don't get it, man. It's when you put this in. Let's have a look at the edge. No, because they've got recesses. They have actual recesses to cope with the thickness of the glass. And no, I would say that if I was to keep that flush as such, put it on properly, like so, it's literally the same thickness as a panel once you take into consideration the thickness of the magnets. I'm going to wing it anyway, because it's getting to that time of the night where I need food. Your limbs up as well, man. Whoever gave me the cold, believe me, I'm coming for you. It's not fun. Always happens though. Get myself some well-deserved annual leave. I end up falling ill. The body's just like, oh my god, it's rest time. Thank God. Now I just need to get this daft wee screw in. And a tendency busting threads when I'm tired. Not today. Right. I know there's room for improvement. Definitely. Where I put the filter. Wee top cover. Right, there you have it, folks. Side panel. Obviously there's definitely room for adjustment and all that kind of palaver, but you get the gist. Hopefully that'll be functioning. But I'll wait and see. Keep your eyes peeled. I've done a bit of nibbling, and it's not bad nibbling. I just noticed maybe one or two. I could probably just bend that back. I've just noticed that as I've put the top on at the far end, it's this top corner that's causing all the issues. If I was to either bend that back or just nibble it ever so slightly, I reckon I've won a watch, like, and it'll do rightly. It's better cooling than what this was originally, so there you have it. Instead of having like a partial. So I'll let you know how I get on, and like I said, before all the tech heads start piping up saying, oh, I think all that wonderful dust that's going to go in through there, well, I've got a roll of that goodly stuff coming from China, so I'll figure out a way how to implement it behind there, so we're still going to get reasonable airflow, but we're not going to have like a big rug inside the case here. So yeah, I'll just pop around. You can see my pretty face for the finale. Summary. So if I was to summarise from all of this, given the expense and the time and the patience that I've just put myself through for this experiment, I would probably say that, yeah, I'd probably go for the Tower 200, which does have full mesh side panels, but obviously yours truly didn't research further into that. I just saw the wee case, I thought, that's cute, that'll do rightly for my living room. Not realising that, the GPU, could be pushing hard, probably will be pushed hard, in all fairness, in comparison to, the big brother here, which you'll not be able to see properly, I wouldn't think anyway. Try and move that back and let you see the big brother here. The tripod's in the way, so is the cable for the thing, but aye, there's the big brother there. So, hope you enjoyed the video and all the little breaks in between. Hopefully it's inspired you. You've maybe had a look at it and thought, that's not a bad idea. However, I could do this way. Or instead of putting those shitty wee magnets, how about no bothering and just cutting your piece of mesh flash, and how about wearing gloves when you're doing instances as such, which is a recommendation. Wear gloves and definitely wear eye protection, especially when you're doing your nibbling, because I'm going to have to give this carpet a good vacuum, because some poor bugger that's doing an overnighter at the weekend, hopefully he's not going to wander about barefoot, otherwise he's going to get little shards of cut. These little things here, he's going to get those. So, I better do a good tidy up. But, there you go, folks. It's a custom meshy panel. Not aesthetically pleasing, but it will need a wee tinker, just a wee adjustment with the pliers, just to bend a few of them back so that sits flush. But apart from that, she'll breathe a lot easier, and that's what it's all about. So hopefully that's inspired you. Apologies for the husky voice, but 'tis the season of giving and that, so clearly I got the raw end of the stick and got the cold, but I'll be rewarded with some good health hopefully as we progress further into 2024. So I'm sorry that the videos have been far and few between since my return from London, but hopefully that'll all improve, but we'll wait and see. So thanks for watching, and yeah, if this video's inspired you, please leave a comment on my YouTube channel or the other socials. I'd love to see what you think. Any thoughts on improvements, because like I said, it's all about new adventures with my channels. Embark on things. Might not necessarily work, or it might not work first time, but yeah, it'll do rightly. So yeah, hope to see you in the next one, and thanks again for watching the video.